You're listening to the Blue 82 podcast, hosted by Craig and Nicholas. Please like and subscribe so we know that you like what we're doing. And now, let's talk football. Blue 82!
Welcome back, everyone, to the Blue 82 podcast. I'm Craig. I'm here with my boy Nick again. We got another special guest for y'all this time. We got a buddy of mine that I went to high school with that I've known for forever. We got Tyler here with us.
What's going on, guys?
We're back again, episode 5. Had some pretty good episodes so far. Gonna try and keep it going. Again, just want to say we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thanks for all the support, and let's keep it rolling. Boys, Nick, you got anything to say before we get into it?
Let's go. I'm ready.
Go. Tyler, you got anything?
Man, what a recap. I did a recap, right? What a weekend of football.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy week of football. A lot of unexpectedness. A lot of
bad quarterback play, a lot of bad team play. I feel like
It
really
felt
rusty.
sloppy.
It was just a sloppy
really
week
rusty,
one.
sloppy play.
But before we deep dive into that too much, just for kind of what we got going on in this episode, this is going to be traditionally how most of our episodes go from here on out. We're just going to do pretty much a week 1 recap, and then do like predictions for the next week, and then just talk about any big news and things like that. But I know we had mentioned on the show previously that we were going to talk about our fantasy teams, that me and Nick are in the league, and we happened to get Tyler into the league as well. We were going to talk about our drafts for that league and who we picked up and who we got. So I think we're going to start with that. With that being said, I'll go ahead and go with like a rundown of my team and then hand it off to Nick, and then Tyler can show us his team as well. I got at my quarterback, I'm in 7 leagues.
Wait, what pick did you have? What pick? You had pick 10, I think?
I had
or pick 9?
I think I had pick 10.
It was 9 or 10, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I think it was pick 9.
I think it was pick 9. Hold on, let me
Wait, who's
see.
your first pick?
I drafted him 14th. I had 7. Pick 7.
Yeah, pick 7? Okay, there you go.
Because I drafted Derrick Henry first. I ended up drafting. Here's my lineup. I'll start at the top. I ended up getting Russell Wilson at quarterback, Derrick Henry, the demon himself, the king, Joe Mixon, A.J. Brown, Marquise Brown, Irv Smith Jr., Nick Chubb, Packers D, which questionable, Evan McPherson. My bench players right now are Amon-Ra St. Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Bateman, Hopkins when he comes back, Raheem Mostert, Romeo Doubs, and Alexander Madison, which I feel like is actually a pretty solid team, and I'm excited for. But yeah, that's my team.
We've had a lot of shit talking back and forth.
Me and Nick have been going back non-stop already, and I'm over it. I want it to be over.
But yeah, just to clarify, this is a league of like mostly our friends, and I think it's like what, 3 random people, I think.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest.
I think this
we've
year's
gotten
only,
it. Yeah, we got 7 of us, and it's just like it's me and Nick, another buddy that we've met back in the day on MW2, Nathan that was on here. Nick got his buddy that had never played fantasy before to join it this year.
Doesn't even watch football.
Doesn't even watch football. Questionable choice, but hey, it's all about the fun. We ended up getting Tyler in it this year.
And then my girlfriend's
Nick's
in
got
here.
his girlfriend Janine in there, and then
I think it's just 3 random people.
Yeah.
At least it's better than the last year one, because last year there was like 4. Remember it was like 3 brothers or something.
Yeah, last year, Tyler.
Or cousins or something. They were related or something. They're trying to make cheesy ass trades and shit.
No bullshit. We ended up in a league with like a bunch. It was like 5 of us that knew each other, and then the 5 randoms all knew each other because they were making shitty trades.
Well, I think it was 2. 2 didn't know each other, but 3 of them had the same last name.
Yeah,
like,
3 of them had the same last name, and they were making like shitty trades that were clearly trying to like stack one team because they knew the other team wasn't going to win.
One guy was tanking with, I think it was Devontae Adams, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he tried to trade him to this other guy that was like winning the league, and it's like, no.
Not going to work. So we had to go in and like veto the trade. So it was just a shit show last year.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'll break down my team real quick. So I had the first overall pick. So I got Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, James Conner, Mike Williams, Drake London, Travis Kelce, Elijah Mitchell. Buccaneers defense, Justin Tucker, and then my bench is Kadarius Toney, Antonio Gibson, what's this guy? Alan Lazard. Forgot his first name for a minute there. James Cook, Christian Watson, Alec Pierce, Rondell Moore, and then I got on the IR Brian Robinson.
Solid. 6 out of 10.
Nice.
Solid team. Solid team.
Oh, real quick before we get into Tyler's team, I just wanted to point out that the name of my team is called 50 Shades of Brown because I got like 3 people on there with the last name Brown, so we'll play on the 50 Shades of Grey movie. But anyways,
That was super
Give
clever.
him 9.2 out of 10. Attaboy.
9.2.
My team's name is E.T. Phone Mahomes.
Because he's a Mahomes fan.
See, that was
right,
pretty
you know?
good too. I think, you know what? I want to take a step back. Is it not almost just as much like a rule as you're only as good as your name in fantasy also?
Pretty much.
I mean,
It
I
goes
will
50-50.
say in one of my leagues, my name is Fantasy Guru, and I've won that league twice. So, I mean, you might be onto something there.
I'm just saying, bro.
It just brings the vibes up on your team, you know?
It really does.
100%. See, I was the JJ Twats for like 6 years.
Oh, no.
I won like probably three of those leagues, but this
love it.
year I'm Zach and Moms.
I love it. All right, let's go ahead and break down your team, Zach and Moms, huh?
Zach and Moms. I got I think what was I number 4, wasn't I?
Yeah, you're
I was
pretty
pick-
high up there.
I think I was pick number 4. Eckler was my first pick, and that was very unlike me. Just for the
You were
record,
pick 3. You were pick 3.
3. Okay, yeah. I just don't trust McCaffrey. He screwed me so many times that I was either going McCaffrey or I was going Eckler. But I should have gone Justin Jefferson, which I did in 2 other leagues. Anyway, Jalen Hurts, Austin Eckler, Javonte Williams, Keenan Allen, Cortland Sutton, Goddard, David Montgomery, Baltimore D, Butker, Kansas City's kicker. We got Mike Thomas on the bench. Got Devontae Smith, Chase Claypool, AJ Dillon, Sky Moore, George Pickens, Chargers D, and then on the IR, I have Jameson Williams.
Another solid team, to be honest. I like all 3 of our teams.
Yeah.
I will point out real quick that me and Tyler already have a trade that's been approved by both of us and in the works.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, right. Breaking news. Tyler snaked my quarterback in the draft, and then I was gonna pick Joe Burrow, and then that got snaked from me. So I picked Russell Wilson.
This draft was really fucking weird. Like,
Yeah,
It was.
everyone, like, 6 people have like 2 quarterbacks for whatever reason in
Yeah.
this draft. It's annoying.
Makes no sense. But needless to say, my quarterback got snaked, and twice, yeah. And then Tyler proposed me a trade that I wasn't too fond of, and then I was looking at his roster, and it wasn't like a bad trade he sent me. It just wasn't a trade that I was wanting to do. So I was looking at his roster, and I was like, well, shit, he's got Sutton, Javonte, like, he's got a couple Denver players. Why not complete the quarterback stack? I could trade him Wilson. I can get Hurts. I got A.J. Brown. We complete each other's teams. So we both said yes to that. We're just waiting on it to clear or whatever, but next week we'll have those quarterbacks on our teams. I'll have Hurts, he'll have Wilson. So changing it up a little bit.
My mouth is.
Yeah, that's I believe Tyler's already said that's your dark horse MVP pick, correct?
That's it. I'm living and dying by it, brother.
I love it.
Yeah, my MVP pick was Mahomes.
Yeah, typical. Go off the guy that's the best in the league. Can't ever change
No,
that, right?
You picked Allen, did you not?
Who?
You. Did you pick,
Pot calling the kettle
No.
black.
did you pick Allen and then Lamar, or did you pick Lamar and then someone else?
You said Lamar was your dark
picked-
horse.
No, I think I picked. Did I say he was my dark horse? I might have.
My
You
dark
said-
horse was Tua. My dark horse was Tua, and then I had Mahomes as like my MVP. I think you had Allen and then Lamar. So
I might have to look back on that
Appreciate
for some
that, Josh.
personal stuff, but I think I might have said Lamar. But hey, you might be right.
I think it was Allen and Lamar. So I think Lamar
think
was
it
your
right.
dark horse.
Yeah. You're
But
right.
I can't remember. But carry on.
But going back to it, it's looking like our matchup so far. It looks like I might sneak out a dub this week. Mine's pretty close, and it could go either way.
He lucked out week 1 and he plays a guy that never played fantasy before.
But if I
That
lose to
dropped-
this guy, it's over with. It's over with. I'm never playing again. Nick, of course, got carried by Mahomes, beating somebody 142
Mahomes,
to 87.
Taylor.
100% win already, so he's got the dub there.
Yeah, it was Mahomes, Taylor, and Kelsey.
And then we were talking to Tyler before the show. His is going to be a little close. It might be doable, but it's going to be, if it does happen, it's going to bring him a lot of anxiety tonight. I can already tell.
Look, I need people to be grabbing your crystals. I need you to be crossing your toes. I mean, we need all the luck we can get over here with Zach and Bones.
Oh, goodness.
I will say I think it's kind of disrespectful, and I'm a little bit hurt that ESPN's only giving me a 2% chance because, I mean, these are two, pretty, solid starters. I mean, it's not like I'm, throwing out, Josh Reynolds or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, Javonte Williams and Cortland Sutton could very much, throw 220 pops.
2%.
I think that is a little low, but
it's a little low, bro. It's not, what do they think? It's Gerald Judy going to become
I would give you
17%
Jefferson with the
I'll
two
take
starters you have left.
17%. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think 17.
17 solid. 15 and above.
2%. That's pretty disrespectful.
2%.
They're really counting you out, my dude. They're
probably
you out.
banking on Javonte not getting the touchdowns. That's probably why.
No, I guarantee you what it is. They've seen all the games, and they're like, "Well, McManus is obviously going to be the one that's going to be kicking all these field goals. Hopefully, he's going to make one."
Oh goodness, you might be right.
Jesus.
I don't know. 2%'s a little low.
Because that happened to Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt kept taking all the touchdowns.
Yeah, no, that's upsetting.
That shit was pissing me off. I have Nick Chubb in the other league, the Yahoo one.
Hey, did anybody notice that Cordell Patterson dropped a 120 piece?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was sneaky.
I literally said he wasn't going to be the guy again, and he proved me wrong, I guess, at least for week 1.
Yeah, I think Janine has him, but she didn't start him.
Yeah, so that's pretty much our fantasy teams. We'll keep you updated throughout the year since me and Nick are in it, and then it looks like our guests so far are in it as well. So if we have them back on, we'll just keep you all updated on it. Of course, I'm gonna win the league, and Nick's got no chance. Tyler might have a chance.
I'll see you in week 6.
Week 6. Oh goodness, my team's gonna be locked the fuck in by week 6 and be putting points all over your head the whole time, bro. I'm telling you.
Look here, Skip Bayless. I'm gonna need you to slow down.
Derrick Henry, so I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. Moving on. I guess we can do a quick recap of who won the games and who we picked and our records and things like that. Last week we did the predictions for who we thought was going to win the games. Just a quick rundown. Me and Nick pretty much agreed on all of them except I think 2 games. It was the Jags and Commanders game and then the Chiefs-Cardinals game. On the Jags game, I picked the Jaguars. Nick picked the Commanders. We obviously saw the Commanders won that game. Another ugly game, which we'll get into that here in a second. And then the Chiefs-Cardinals, I picked the Cardinals. Nick picked the Chiefs. So he's sitting at 10-4-1. I'm sitting at 8-6-1. We start off a little slow, kind of like everybody in the NFL this week.
There's a tie week 1. Who would have expected that?
There was almost 2 ties week 1.
Actually, yeah, there's almost 2.
That's what's crazier.
Worst division in football also just made it even better.
Which one? AFC South?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Made sense, though.
Yeah, it did. I guess, do we want to go through each game and just talk about anything that happened real quick?
Wait, did anyone in the AFC South even win a game?
No. Not a single one won a game.
That's what. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was looking at it. I'm like, wait, no one won a game, right?
Yeah. You got 2 dudes that are 0-1, and then you got 2 dudes that are 0-1. Yeah.
That's so funny. It's even funny because I remember I saw the stat and someone was saying that the 2 teams played each other, so it's how do you even have no wins?
Yeah.
You think someone would have won?
Only the AFC South would figure out a way to do that, honestly.
100%.
Yeah, I guess we'll break down real quick the Bills and the Rams. In my opinion,
Thursday night game here.
Thursday night game.
A smacking.
I loved it.
Yeah.
The Rams did not show up for that one.
The Rams looked horrendous. Matthew Stafford didn't look the greatest.
How shocked are y'all of the
Josh Allen looked good.
The usage of what?
Of Cam Akers.
Oh.
You know, a lot of fantasy people out there are upset about that one for sure. But
And
I
Allen
will
Robinson.
say, and Allen Robinson, yes. But in my opinion, Sean McVay, in my opinion, is like a Kyle Shanahan. Like, when it comes to running backs, at the end of the day, you never know who the fuck they're going to use.
The Shanahan tree just doesn't really seem to have like one back type of thing.
No, it's not consistent. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help too that it always seems like for Shanahan at least, like his running back one always gets hurt.
Always.
Like
dude.
Raheem Mostert got
Always.
hurt. Elijah Mitchell's now hurt. Like it just like even when they're trying to have the one guy, it just never works out.
Yeah. Speaking of Elijah Mitchell, I just got a notification saying it looks like he's expected to be sidelined for about 2 months with a sprained MCL.
Oh my gosh, I hate to see it.
So.
I think Chris Godwin's out for.
He's out
6 to 8 weeks
for a couple weeks.
Yeah, he's out for a couple weeks.
Dak Prescott's having surgery. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. A
That-
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
injuries to like high tier players too this week. Like that. I mean, of course, you can't ever predict that, but you typically don't expect that to happen. But there was a lot of people that like are big names that got injured. T.J. Watt tore his pec,
Chris
or potentially
Godwin.
tore his pec. Chris Godwin, Dak Prescott, Elijah Mitchell, like a lot
Yeah,
of big time
like-
dudes.
Hate to see it. George
Unfortunately.
Kittle
Who
got
could
hurt
see
before the game
Dak?
even started.
Who could see Dak?
Yeah, you just hate to see Dak like get a. I mean, I felt like last year, he kind of showed like, hey, I'm still here, guys. And I mean, I don't know. I had high hopes for the Cowboys. I thought that they might actually like not live up to the hype, but at least maybe be competitive.
I really don't like the Cowboys. But
I don't either. I don't like them either, but I like Dak, and I think that Dak gets disrespected a lot. You know what I mean?
I could see that.
I think he's like a top 15 quarterback, like somewhere around there. You know what I mean? Like anywhere from like 12 to like 15.
He went 37-10 touchdown to interceptions last year, bro. Like that's a top 10 quarterback to me. 37
He
and
doesn't
10.
have Amari Cooper anymore now.
Right.
Ezekiel Elliott doesn't look that good. Their offensive line kind of seems meh. Like
It's falling apart. I mean, Zach Martin's what, like in his like 12th season practically?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not big on the Cowboys.
I mean, y'all know how I feel about the Cowboys, so I'm not even.
And then
gonna
now that he's
say it.
out, it's like their season's pretty much over now. Like
Yeah, it's done.
what is it, Cooper Rush? Like
Well,
wins
there's
some
rumors
games
of Jimmy
somehow.
G, of them trading for Jimmy G.
He's
I heard
got a
that
no
the other
trade
day.
clause.
He's got a no
So-
trade clause though. I don't think he has to prove
Oh,
it, right?
yeah.
He'd have to prove to go there.
He
That's the thing.
might.
I see a lot of people saying like, "Oh, this team's gonna trade for Jimmy G," but like he has to prove it at the end of the day.
Right.
And I think
Like if
I
he doesn't
think
want
I
to go there, he's
heard-
not gonna go there.
I think I heard the only reason he put the no trade clause in is because he didn't want to end up somewhere like Seattle or
Yeah, he
somewhere
probably
like
want to end up
that.
somewhere
So,
Right.
that
like,
sucks ass.
he can get traded, but like Nick is saying, it's got to get approved. And I could almost see him approving that move to Dallas. But then again, I don't know because that's only going to be a 1 year thing, a half a season thing.
I don't
'Cause
know.
you know
Trey
next
Lance.
year, Dak Prescott's going to come back and he's going to be the guy again.
Yeah,
Trey Lance
especially
didn't really
if
do
you
a
as
whole
a
lot in the first
quarterback.
game there.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like you're sitting by waiting and going, okay, can I beat this kid out, or is this kid going to work out or not, or do I go have a guaranteed season? And you're basically like putting stock on yourself. Like, do I sell myself well enough, right, for somebody else to take another shot on me?
Yeah. And he is a free
Yeah,
agent next year.
He's in a weird situation because I'm sure someone will give him a contract in the offseason no matter what. But at the end of the day, it's like if he approves a trade, and then guess what? He shits the bed for that team.
Then he just
Well, he's
looks
never gonna.
worse.
He's not gonna get a job again as a starter, really.
And
So it's
he
like, I'd
has to learn
rather,
a new playbook.
if I was him, I'd honestly just take the season off. Either play for the 49ers if Trey Lance sucks or if he gets hurt ever, or just not play at all, and then someone's gonna offer you a contract just to play again, and then you get another chance.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm sure he'll get a job somewhere. I'm sure
Yeah.
someone's gonna miss out
100%.
on a quarterback in the draft, or like something's gonna happen.
Moving on to the next game, we had the Saints at the Falcons. This was a close game. Kind of a shit
was
bowl, in
a-
my opinion.
It was
But-
a rough game because the Falcons were winning and then they were not winning.
Yeah.
And the classic Atlanta tradition there.
But then again, every time these two teams play, it's always something crazy wild. One of the teams comes back and wins it. Like, I was not surprised by this game at all. It went about how I expected it to go.
They were up 16 to 7 in the
points?
second
Yeah.
quarter,
It's a crazy game.
going into the third and fourth, and then They outscored them in the third quarter. They outscored them 7-3, and then the Saints in the fourth quarter outscored them 17-3 to win the game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I really wanted to freaking kick Kamara in the nuts for this one. He really shit the bed for me.
Poor Kamara.
I mean, good lord. Like, could you at least get over 50 yards? Like, please. You were fed 9 times.
Really, just I don't know. I'm not big on the Saints because they lost their coach. Like,
Yeah,
that's why I'm not really
point.
big on
I forgot
Taysom
about
Hill.
that.
Like, what can you expect out of him? Because like they lost their offensive coach. Like,
Yeah, Sean.
kind of a
Payton's
weird
that
situation.
guy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just don't think he'll get moved around correctly, if that makes sense. Like, I
Yeah,
think one
like-
thing that made him effective is the fact that Sean Payton was able to, like, strategically move that guy around. So it was like, oh, he's lining up in the tight end position. Oh, here's a freaking wildcat play, right?
Yeah.
Like
Quarterback,
here,
running back, like.
right? Like here, it's basically, oh, he's rushing the ball. Cool. Like now you're just turning him into a Tim Tebow at that point.
Yeah, because Sean Payton kept everybody on their toes with Taysom. Like, you never
Right.
knew
He was
what
playing
coming.
quarterback. He was playing running back. Like
He
he's
was
all
playing
over.
tight end. He was blocking
Yep.
as a fullback, like everything. Moving on to the Browns and the Panthers. Browns squeaked this one with a 59-yard, 56-yard field goal at the end.
It was a 60-yarder, something like that. Like,
Was it? No, I thought it was
I
like
think it was
59.
I don't know.
Anyways.
The TV might have been lying. The TV said it was 60 yards, but it might have been a 58 maybe after. I don't know. The TV
Gotcha.
said it was 60 though.
Anyways, so Browns sneaked that one out. I thought Baker was going to pull it together. He almost did at the end.
The Panthers got absolutely robbed.
Yeah, I
There
don't
was
think the
a
Panthers
terrible-
looked that bad in my opinion. Like I know the
There was
Browns
a
don't have a
terrible
quarterback, but
roughing the passer call
yeah,
that cost him that game.
How about Myles Garrett getting his old quarterback down twice though?
that guy's a
Myles
dog.
Garrett's so good though.
Some trash talking, on both of those.
That's got to be the worst feeling ever if you're Baker, like in that situation he was in, leaves the team, plays for a new team. First week you play your old team, and then you have to go against Myles Garrett the whole time. And not only that, you get sacked by him a couple times. Those little those what's the word I'm looking for? Confrontations they had with each other the whole game were just not pleasant. Like you know what I mean?
No.
On either
They're
side.
personal.
Yeah. Like, I know that wasn't fun for Baker. Miles probably had a fucking blast, but Baker probably I don't know, dude. I'm over it.
And Baker played well. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns between his legs and in the air. I mean, he got the one
Yeah, he started off a
interception.
little bit bad though, but he brought it back in the later
Right.
part of the game there.
Yeah, he didn't.
It was
he didn't play that
respectable.
bad.
I think it was like an 80-yard touchdown pass, something like that to Robbie Anderson or something.
Yeah.
It was like 60, 70,
75
80.
yards.
By the way, I heard an announcer say yesterday that Robbie Anderson changed his name, or my fault, changed the spelling of his name. He changed it from Robbie with an I to Robbie with an IE. I don't know why on earth he did that.
Wait,
but,
so he
hey.
changed it from a Y to I?
What?
Yeah, he changed it to ROBBIE instead of ROBBY now. So you go, Robbie.
Okay.
You go, bro.
Nick,
Wow.
were you
It's still Robbie at
surprised?
the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick, were you surprised that that Moore was not targeted as much as Robbie was?
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like Baker still has to get adjusted to his team.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
Yeah.
I
And
think
it's
it's gonna
still
take
week
probably
one.
some time.
Still week 1. Hella early. We don't know what to expect.
Because
from a lot
he
of
didn't
these
get traded at the
offenses.
start of training camp, right? It was in the middle of training camp.
Robbie?
No,
No, Baker.
Oh, no,
It was like towards
Baker.
the end, low key.
Yeah,
Wasn't it? Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't
the
at the start, right? Because he
Yeah.
got traded pretty late.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. He's gonna
Exactly.
need some couple more probably weeks to get adjusted with them.
that's fair enough.
Moving on to the 49ers Bears. I'm not gonna say much on this game, and I feel like
It's a hard game. Like
nothing really needs to be said because we don't know what to expect from either of these teams because the weather was horrendous. Like, I can't really judge these two teams off anything yet, so I'm just gonna wait till next week to get a proper decision on these two.
did you see the penalty with the towel?
Yeah, dude. How do you not know that's a penalty? Why are you trying to do that, my dude? Clearly, that's
So
not allowed
stupid.
because nobody's ever done it before, you idiot. Like,
so stupid.
yo, coach, I got the best idea. I'll grab a towel, I'll run out there, and right before I'm about to hold the kick, let me just wipe the ground down real quick. You snap it, we're good to go.
Can we be honest? Like, what was that gonna accomplish? Because the field was fucking soaked.
Dude, you literally saw it when the ball got snapped right afterwards. Water just went everywhere. The field was
That's
just
what I'm
ruined.
saying. What did you think was gonna accomplish? Like, it probably did like less than 1% help. Like,
That's like trying
it
to
didn't even,
wipe
like-
the ball off for a quarterback as it's still pouring down rain. There's
Yeah,
just no
like, it
point.
is- Like when they hold the ball with a towel and then they give it to you, it's like it's already soaked. Like,
Yeah.
there's no point.
Just get it out of here.
Did y'all see the videos of them squeegeeing in that field though? That was just freaking nuts.
I didn't, but I
Yeah.
need to look that up. Was it nuts?
Oh, dude, it was
Did you
like
see the
I
celebration
mean,
at the end though with Justin
Oh,
Fields?
I saw
Yeah.
the slide. That was sick.
dude, it was pretty crazy. They're out there squeegeeing, and you would have thought that that somebody just. I mean, it's like they're dumping like a big old bucket of water every single time they move their brush.
No, bro. That's horrendous. The field's going to be ruined for the next few days.
Oh, for sure.
Moving on to the biggest surprise, in my opinion, or at least one of them, because there was surprises all across the board. Bengals Steelers. Steelers pulled out a dub, which I know.
Nobody wanted to win this game.
Yeah, nobody wanted to win this game. We had like 9 missed kicks. I know it wasn't that much, but you get the drift. In my opinion, I will say, I know a lot of people are quick to judge Burrow, and I talked to Nick about this a little bit. In my opinion, personally, I think that the defense was just too much for Burrow. He couldn't get good blocking. That's why he had all the interceptions. Like, I know 4 interceptions is never good, but when you got T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, and a fumble, yes. You got T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, like all those dudes running at you on the defensive side of the ball from the Steelers, which isn't no pushover defense. They have a good defense.
Mika Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, when you got all those dudes running at you, like, you're going to be in shambles. You're going to throw some picks. So I think Burrow's fine. I think his O-line still probably sucks, even though they made a lot of adjustments to it in the offseason. Again, still early. It's only week 1.
Oh my God!
We'll see
wait.
what happens.
Craig, I know why I did that.
Why?
He watched Thursday night the Super Bowl winning quarterback throw 3 picks. He's like, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna throw 4.
No. Maybe that's how I win a Super Bowl. Oh, no, bro.
At the end, he went, "Go Tigers!"
But I will say, props to the Steelers. It was ugly. Their offense didn't
The overtime
do shit.
was insane. Like,
Yeah.
they went all the way down there to kick the, take the lead base over the kick. Hits the upright. Then the Bengals go back. They get all the way down the field. McPherson misses it, and then finally Boswell redeems himself. He kicks it, and I'm like, nobody wants to win this game. Like, what am I watching?
Dude, it was horrendous because I was watching Red Zone, right? And I missed like the whole first quarter of all the late window games because all they're still showing is the Steelers and the Bengals because nobody wanted to win a fucking game.
I know,
Yes.
like, it just was not happening. I thought
T.
2 games were gonna
Higgins
end in a
got
tie.
Yeah, T. Higgins got hurt like early first, second quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a concussion. I don't think he came back, did he?
No, he
I don't
didn't.
think so.
Oh, it was concussion. You're right.
Yeah, he didn't come back.
Did y'all hear the stat about Joe Burrow though? He's one of 5 quarterbacks like in the history of the NFL to throw like after winning a Super Bowl, or I don't remember what it was. It was
Oh, here
some,
we go. One of these cherry pick stats.
yeah, and it was like would have like over 5 like turnovers or something like that, and still throw over 300 yards or something like that. ESPN was showing it this morning. It was pretty crazy. I was like, you guys are reaching right here.
Of course it is. It's like I told Nick. Okay, words are hard. Okay, I told this to Nick earlier. You know how it is. First week of the season, Monday after the first week, it's just overreactions.
People gotta
all
get those
across the
takes out
board.
there, man.
Yeah, you know how it is. They got to get it out there so they can. If they're
You gotta
right,
sell
they're right.
views.
Like, but
Yep.
it's NFL. They're all the best of the best. Like, you easily have these games all throughout the year. Like, I'm not worried about the Bengals.
I would say about like week 3 is when you can start judging teams.
Yeah.
And
Give
players
them a
really
few
hard.
weeks,
See
let them
what-
settle in. Some of them got new coaches. Like, let them figure it out.
What do we move on here to the Eagles Lions now?
Yep, Eagles Lions.
Right,
Nick already
man.
said that the Eagles look terrible because the
I
Lions
didn't
scored
even
35 on them.
say that.
No.
That wasn't what I
No,
said.
no.
I just said the Lions pulled it back almost at the end
Yeah.
there.
Lions were competitive at the end like they always are, but I think at the end of the day the Eagles looked good. They just had such a big lead so quick that they kind of just were vibing, and if the Lions scored, oh well, we still got all these points. You know what I mean? So they could have definitely tightened up a little bit, but I think the Eagles look good.
Yeah, I saw AJ Brown had a day too. I was watching that.
155 receiving yards, my dude.
13
he
of 10.
He went off.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts didn't play bad. He had a rushing TD. I think.
He had like 250-ish yards, I think, something
Yeah,
like that.
he would have had some
243.
more TDs, but they literally like kept getting out on the goal line, and every single running back on their depth chart had a touchdown. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
2 people over 90 yards.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, he had 243 yards and no touchdowns.
But I will
And
say
then Sanders had 96 rushing yards, and then Hurts had 90 rushing yards, and they both had a touchdown.
I will say that's nice though, because they're picking up right where they left off last year with having the best rushing team in the NFL. And I know a lot of that plays into part with running quarterbacks. That helps. But it looks like
You want to hear AJ Brown's that one?
they're mixing in the pass a little bit with the run now, because AJ had 155 yards or whatever it was. So that's a good sign in my opinion. What's his stat line?
He had 13 targets, 10 catches, 155 yards for an average of 15.5 yards.
Yeah, he had himself a day.
Batman was
50.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the surprise, I think, also, too. I don't know about you guys, but that's probably one of my surprises of the weekend, or biggest ones, is freaking Devontae Smith, goose egg.
Yeah, I was about to ask, did he even get any targets?
4 targets.
I think he had 4.
4 targets, huh?
I can double check. It was 4.
I don't know. Again, that's one of those things where I kind of like the DJ Moore thing y'all were talking about. Like, it might give. Granted, I know Hurts.
They've been playing though. That's the thing.
No,
so it's not
but,
really
like,
the same. But
I'm looking at it in a different aspect of like AJ Brown's the new guy there. Let's get him some confidence with the team. Let's build him up a little bit. Give him the targets early in the first week or whatever. Then towards the middle of the season, we start sprinkling in some more Devontae Smith, some more whatever, some tight ends. You know what I mean? That way, once you get more towards the end of the season, you got people all fucked up. They don't know what's coming. Oh my God, they threw it to Goddard for 120 yards. Oh my God, they threw it to A.J. Brown for 130 yards. Oh my God, Devontae Smith's got 90 yards and 3 TDs. You know what I mean? Like, they're just, I think eventually they'll get to the point where they spread the ball around more. But I think he just wanted to get that confidence with A.J. Brown for the first week.
Do you think any of that also comes into play where, you hear the people say, well, I mean, you only one guy can be double teamed. Do you think any of that's into it, where maybe like Devontae Smith just kind of drew the short straw and just kind of was picking up like the coverages this week?
I don't know, because if I'm coming in a game and you're telling me that the wide receivers on the other team are A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, my game plan would be to double team A.J. Brown. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So unless the offensive game plan was just so much better and they kept A.J. Brown moving around or something and kept him on their toes with his routes or whatever, like, which I doubt was the case, I think A.J. Brown was just that dude and got open. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way they sat there and said, all right, we're going to pick one to double team and we're going to double team Devontae over A.J. I think it was more of a case of they don't really have a guy on the edges to keep up with either of those dudes, and I think that A.J. Brown just torched his guy a little bit better. And again, I think Hurts was probably looking his way more often, clearly, than
The big
Devontae.
target.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to miss the guy. And what he can do with the ball after he catches it is just nuts. So it's hard not to want to give that guy the ball.
He's one of those guys, too, I think, that plays bigger than what he is, right? Like, you forget that he's not the same size as DK Metcalf. He's only 6'1". He's about the size of freaking D-Hop.
Yeah.
But he just plays so far above the ball, I feel like that's what separates those type of guys, right?
Yeah, I think if he stays healthy, he can be a dog for sure. He can have a big season, which has always been the case that we thought throughout his whole career.
100%.
The Lions, I will say, go ahead, Nick.
I was going to say, across the board, actually looking at these teams and thinking of the players that went off, a lot of these teams, like their number one targets went off. Like you think of the Bills, Stephon Diggs went off. You think of the 49ers, they were running around all over with Deebo Samuel. I think Jamar Chase still had a pretty decent day for the Bengals.
He had like
A.J. Brown. Jonathan Taylor went off for the Colts. Tyreek was doing his thing for the Dolphins. And then even the Chiefs tight end, Travis Kelce, like they were all going off pretty much. Like all these big guys, all these number one guys were all going off week one. It almost seemed like.
Yeah, Swift to Detroit. Same thing.
Oh yeah, Swift too. He went off too, running the ball.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, real quick, back on. I know we've spent a little bit of time on this Eagles-Lions game. But I will say the Lions do look promising. I think they're still a couple years away. I think they need a better quarterback. But just based off week one, not trying to overreact too much, but they're getting together. They got a little solid team there. So I wouldn't be surprised they scoop up a couple more dubs than people think. Moving on to the Colts Texans, a shit show of a game. Texans were up 20-3. I texted Nick halfway through, I might be a Texans believer again. We're back, baby. And then here we are at the end of the game, still 20 points on the board for the Texans. I don't know how you let that happen. You got to put some more points on the board. If you're up 20-3, like, that's not enough these days. Colts somehow.
The Colts in the fourth quarter alone put up 17 points.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 20-3 at the half. So you went a whole half without scoring.
Yes, you went. No, sorry, no. It was 10-3. They scored
10-3?
in the third. They scored 10 points in the third, and then going into the fourth, they gave up 17.
Yeah, that's just absolutely disgraceful. I'm back to being a Texans non-believer. I had a leap of faith for a quick second, but we're back to being a non-believer. So, ugly game.
How about O.J. Howard, bro? That's my second shock.
Two touchdowns?
2 catches for a touchdown, 38 yards. Gets signed September 1st, okay? This guy's got 11 days to get ready with this playbook, and he comes in here and is the number 1 touchdown receiver for the Texans.
I mean,
that's impressive.
It's impressive, yes, I'll give you that. But it's not hard when you look at who's on their roster.
No, not at all.
I was thinking Brandon Cooks would go off a bit more, but
no,
it seemed like he was getting the yards, but not the touchdown.
For being there for, what was it, 9 days? Yeah, no, that's definitely crazy.
For somebody who has not historically been healthy enough to know really how good he could be, and secondly, been involved enough to know how good he could be, it was nice to at least see him get some love there.
Yeah, no, I like it.
I'm looking at the Colts right here. They ran the ball with Taylor 31 times, and Matt Ryan passed the ball 50 times still.
Wait, say that one more time?
It says right here, the Colts, Matt Ryan attempted 50 passes, while Jonathan Taylor still ran the ball 31 times for 161 yards and 1 touchdown.
That's nuts.
That's
dude.
an insane
that's
breakdown.
crazy.
Like, why is Matt Ryan, who's like 40-something years old, throwing it 50 times? Like, Jesus.
Not only that, why are you having to throw the ball?
Dead. Like, it's got to be dead this week.
Told you they gonna kill you, Matt.
Why are you having to throw the ball 50 times if you ran it 30 times? Like, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it makes
I've
no
never
sense.
seen that in my life.
I get it. They went to overtime too, but like, that's insane still.
No, that is absolutely nuts.
Because David Mills only threw it 37 times.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'd like to see the stat of like, you know, how many plays.
And their 2 running backs still ran it like 25 times. Sorry. Continue though.
Yeah, like how many freaking like short yardage plays did you guys mix in there? Because his average was only 11 yards per attempt.
Like 50 times. Like,
golly, bro.
Like some baseball pitchers don't even throw that to take him out after that.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Braun was looking at him going, "Wow."
Like his arm's probably so sore now. Like
I will say on that game, like I'm sure people can sit there and try to say that, well, this is a positive for the Texans. They had a tie with the Colts, potential division winners, but at the same time, I still think the Texans are what we thought they were. I think they got lucky and made a few plays in the first half to hold them 20-3, but at the end of the day, you had that game in the bag. You just choked it.
Yeah.
Gave up 17 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
you blew the opportunity.
Like,
Your
that's
opportunity.
One 15-minute session. You just gave up 17. Like,
Yep.
That was a free 1, starting the week off with a nice 1 in front.
Yep.
I mean, jeez. Matty Ice, though, I guarantee you, he's held true to his name after that game.
I guarantee you
He's
he's
got
icing
an
up
elbow,
right
bro.
now.
Yeah, he's still icing it the next day, dude. Jesus. Moving on to the Dolphins-Patriots. I just want to point out, I did say the Patriots were going to look fucking horrendous. I was right. I don't think they're going to be a good team. Dolphins looked pretty good. I was telling Nick this earlier. I kind of expected them to put some more points on the board, but then he told me that they, like, throughout the game, they lost their tackles, like, 3 separate times One of them might have came back into the game, but they ended up losing like 3 tackles. So
they lost 2 right tackles.
Yeah, 2 right tackles.
Which is Tua's blindside. So
yeah. So
what are you gonna do?
That's true. Wait. Speaking of that, wouldn't you think, right? So like most of the time, your left tackle is your good guy, right? And I don't know how this works for left-handed quarterbacks, but your left tackle is your blindside guy, your better tackle. Don't you think you would want to move Teron Armstead to the right side since that's Tua's blindside? Or am I just stupid for thinking that?
It's a different way of like having to play.
Yeah, I think it's
work.
Yeah, I think it's just harder to actually do it than it is
some
on
guys
paper.
Won't. Like they literally will not, because they were going to try and move for the Jets, Mekhi Becton over to right tackle. Yeah. And they were talking about how hard of a process that would be because when certain guys learn to play left tackle, they don't move because it's harder to transition.
And I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I
if
get
you've been doing it for how many years, it's like,
yeah, I get that
100%.
But in my opinion, like you go out and you sign a guy like Teron Armstead, right? You're like, oh my God, we got our left tackle, we're chilling. Motherfucker, you got a left-handed quarterback. Keep that guy on whatever team he was on. Go sign the best right tackle in the league. You would think that would be. I would think that would be a priority over the left tackle.
I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's like their O-line was so bad. I don't think it really matters.
That's true. Anything helps at the end of the day.
Just go into settings and turn him to a left or right tackle.
Me and Nick have done that one before, plenty of times. Oh goodness.
Because the Bengals signed the best right tackle, the Cowboys, La'el Collins.
Yeah, you would have thought you would have tried to get that guy. If I'm the Dolphins.
Well, Joe Burrow got murdered anyway, so I don't think it mattered.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, R.I.P. Joe.
Joe is hurting today.
Plus, the thing is that they have the first round pick, Austin Jackson, that was playing right tackle before he got hurt. That's what they're banking on, like developing, right?
Hear you.
So it's like at the end of the day, it's like you already spent how much draft capital, and then you signed a guy like Connor Williams at center. Well, he was a guard, but they moved him to center, and then he signed Tyrion Armstead. Like, it's kind of hard because you're trying to hope that these young guys that they drafted are also going to develop too,
yeah,
right?
See, I didn't know the roster in and out like you do for the Dolphins, so I didn't realize that they had
they got a first round pick
on the right tackle side.
2 second-round picks.
Yeah,
I think it is.
I like it. That works for me.
So it's like you're trying to bank on these guys developing too, right?
Yeah. It was just like a random thought that popped up in my head that I literally had never thought about because you said that that's to his blind side, so it clicked in my head. I was like, wait a minute. He's right. You know what I mean? Like, why? You know what I mean? Just a random thought.
Like I get it. It's just like the mentality and actually doing it is probably so completely different because like the way you're moving from the left side compared to the right side is different, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So it's like I don't think these guys probably can do it as easy. Like in hockey, like you have a right winger and a left one, but it's like it's really the same thing.
Yeah.
Like there's not really a whole different like foot like the way you place your feet, probably your hands, things like that, right?
Yeah, and you got to realize somebody like
even like how they take that stance out
has
too,
been
right?
doing it so long that would be like him playing a whole new game to try to switch to that side.
Yeah,
it'd probably be like the equivalent of also too like just simplifying it, like playing ping pong. You got somebody that's left-handed and right-handed, and you like swap them to where the left-handed guy's in the center as the left-handed person. It's a little more difficult.
I hear you.
All I would say though is if you think Mac Jones is a franchise quarterback, then you better think Tua is one too. Because holy shit, that guy looked lost out there.
And
it's like he was being voted as Rookie of the Year with Jamar Chase. People were having him, right?
I don't know how.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I watched that game. He did not do anything that's like, wow, you blew my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that boring Patriots style offense where it's dink and dunk.
Yeah, but Tom Brady made it look better than that. Like because that was just ugly.
Like his was always just like behind the line of scrimmage, right, a couple of yards in front of it.
Yeah, like. Ugh.
And it's like I don't really see the wow factor with Mac Jones there.
Mac Jones is a poor man's Garoppolo with a bigger arm. That's in my opinion.
I don't even think he has a big arm too either. That's the thing. Like
he's got a sneaky arm. I've seen that dude throw the ball. I mean, better than Garoppolo? I'll say that. I just think he can't read coverages, right? Like that's going to be his issue. Like, and I'm going to say this for that entire quarterback class, and I'm throwing Zach Wilson included, is that if those guys cannot it seems like a common trend that they've got all the arm talent in the world, right? Like they look the part on paper, but can you break down these NFL defenses moving at a faster pace? I just have you can look at all these quarterbacks this week that are from that class, right? Like, did any of them impress you by how they were able to pick apart a defense?
Well, 2 of them I can't really judge yet because the weather conditions, but I do get what you're saying.
I mean, it's just to a point, like, and it doesn't mean you're going to light the scoreboard up, but at least you're gonna have some more of those throws where like, oh wow, some flashes, right? Like that's what we were looking for, right? That's what we thought he could do. There it is. Okay, cool. That reminds us he is that guy, right?
Yeah.
All I'm gonna sit here and say is that David Mills was in the same draft class as Mac Jones, and he looks the same as Mac Jones. And Mac Jones was the first pick, and what is David Mills, like a 3rd-round pick?
3rd-round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like that's pretty sad to me.
Yeah, I agree. But the Dolphins, I think eventually they're going to open it up a little bit more, get the injuries figured out on the line. But they look good so far. I'm excited to watch them.
Tyreek Hill was running wide ass open the whole game basically.
And that's
and then they started sprinkling Jalen Waddle a little bit there, and it's like this looks good.
Yeah.
And then the tackles went down and they fell apart, but.
Moving on to the Ravens and the Jets.
Oh wait, real quick. I just want to say Chase Edmonds, that dude's an animal. That dude looks so good.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, he was catching passes and like making guys miss, breaking tackles, and this guy looks good.
Nah, he's like, a good solid little running back.
Did he remind you of Keon Drake a little bit?
Wait, sorry?
Did he remind you of Keon Drake a little bit? Just his ability.
Kenyon Drake?
Yeah. Like when
just like the speed and like the shiftiness, like a little bit.
Yes, like when he was on the Cardinals. Remember he had that nice little like stretch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he was playing behind James Conner, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he just looks good. Raheem Mostert looked pretty good too. He showed some speed too, getting to the edge. I liked his offense. Like, they got
I'll
talent.
say it now. If Mostert can stay healthy, that's going to be a good guy for y'all late in the season. I'm telling you, because he can take the top off that defense quick and bust it for an 80-yard touchdown run in a half a second. Like. I've seen it many times on the 49ers. Like, that guy, I'm a big fan of that guy if he can stay healthy. So, moving on.
And then my last thought real quick is I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Gesicki gets traded.
You think so?
100%.
They didn't even need him.
He literally didn't even play. I think he got, like, 1 catch. He played, like, 10 snaps or some shit like that. Like,
I think trying to like work on his blocking, Nick. I think I heard that.
Yeah, they're trying to turn him. Well, it's the Kyle Shanahan type offense, right? So you need a tight end that blocks.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you like to run the ball, right? And Mike Gesicki's like 6'6", 250 pounds, but he can't block for fucking worth of shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's terrible at blocking. It always has been, always will be. And it's like they're trying to make him block, but it's not gonna work.
I saw a YouTube video about him, about like seeing him from his high school, and he was like what did they say? Basically, they knew he was still growing into his frame. He was a basketball player, and then they just like basically just shoved food down his throat as he started to develop.
Jesus.
I will say on Mike Gesicki real quick, in my big money league that I play in, that I've been in for like 6 years now, a dude drafted Mike Gesicki, and he was like, you know who gets the ball the most when you got a quarterback that's not that accurate and not that good? The tight ends. And I sat there and told him, and I said, you realize in the whole preseason they had him blocking, and they're trying to turn him into a blocker.
Like he does
and
not
he was like, nah, that don't make no sense. He was like, why would they show what they're going to do in the regular season and the preseason? And I was like, dude, he's going to be a blocker. Like, he's not going to do what he used to do. The only reason
literally all of training camp he was blocking. Like,
yeah, like,
you know where he would fit in really well is like in Arizona, kind of in that Cliff Kingsbury kind of offense.
Yeah,
he could fit in anywhere, but he needs to be the slot receiver. That's the thing. He was a slot receiver in Miami for pretty much his whole career, and that's where he thrived with Adam Gase and
you're not going to be that guy with Tyreek
with
Hill
Brian Flores. But it's like, why would you put a slot like a tight end in the slot? Like, he's basically a wide receiver 4 on the team.
Yeah,
essentially.
Like, he's kind of useless. No offense to him.
He's not going to play over Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, like Cedric Wilson's in the slot. Like, what? Like, I can have someone else in the tight end that spot that can block.
Right.
Because the big thing too is like this offense is so built on play action, right? With the Kyle Shanahan and like moving people around, that if he's out on the field, you ain't running the ball because he can't fucking hold the edge. Like, so it's like it's obvious that you're not running it.
That's what you need for those fast guys is you need that edge shield so they can break it out.
But not even that too. It's just the fact that he's out there. He kind of gives away what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Because if he's out there, you're not gonna really play action that much because he can't block. Like he can't seal the edge anyways. It's like why would you run it? But yeah, we can move on now.
Moving on. I'm just trying to make this a little quicker. We've spent a lot of time on these. Moving on to the Ravens Jets. I'll let Tyler go on a little rant because I know he's a big Jets fan. But real quick, I'll just say this is how I expected the game to go. The Jets defense looked pretty solid. I expected it to be a bit more for the Ravens. Yeah, I expected the Ravens to. That's what I'm saying. Like the Jets held them a little bit in the first half. I know the score was low, like going into halftime, but then Lamar turned it on. Ravens turned it on. But that's all I got to say about this game. Tyler, what you got?
It was 10-3 going to the half.
So first of all, I'm lucky enough to be here in freaking East Rutherford, New Jersey. Did not get to go to the game, but I watched it very, very intently. This was about what I thought. I thought it would probably, you got to remember also Zerline. I don't know how in the world he missed this kick, but he did miss a kick. So there's 3 points that should be on the board that are not. God, I wanted to punch that guy in the face. Yeah, the big takeaway, guys, is going to be the defense. I'm just going to harp on that because
Joe Flacco threw the ball almost 60 times.
Yeah, dude.
He was at 59. That's insane.
Yeah, him and Matt Ryan are hanging out later, and they're in an ice bath.
Like that is insane.
Like that's how the day went. I mean, the problem too is that you've got LaFleur, who is still learning like what to do, finally gets himself gets himself together, and then Wilson does the stupid thing and gets hurt. So now he's having to like regroup with Flacco, and he's a one-trick pony, right?
Did they stop running the ball?
They just stopped running it.
I was gonna say because Michael Carter had 10 carries for 6 yards, but it's like they stopped running it. It looked like.
Yeah, well, because Brees couldn't break free, neither could Carter. Think about this, guys. Like, you had Mekhi Becton go down, right? So that's why we didn't draft a tackle in the freaking draft, right? We didn't address it because of that.
Was he your left tackle?
He was our left tackle, bro.
Because you have a right tackle, right? I remember.
Yeah, George Fant. George Fant's a beast. They're going to pay that guy. Okay, so you got him. Over here on the right side goes down, or left side goes down. What do? They get smart, all right? Because Joe Douglas is the man. They bring in Dwayne Brown. Great play, guys. What does he do? A day after he signs, I need shoulder surgery. I was like, I can only laugh.
How did he pass the physical if he needed surgery? That's weird.
Exactly what I thought, Nick.
Because someone said too that he's never missed a game in his whole career, and he literally didn't even get to play.
Didn't even get to play, bro.
Wait, he never missed a whole game of his career? That's cap. He set up for like 15 weeks for the Texans because he wanted money.
I don't know. Someone said that he for injury wise, like some people were saying like he never missed that. Either he never missed maybe missed like 3 games in his career or something like that. But
yeah, he's got like a record, and this guy literally signs, and the next day shoulder surgery. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm glad that you could get freaking insurance off of this team that you could go have your surgery.
So weird, like how do you pass a physical? Like
I have no idea. That's the exact thing.
They didn't ask him to lift his arm over his head. They just said, yeah, we need you.
Yeah, they were probably in such a rush. They said, look here, I'm going to touch you cough and get on the field. Because it was that bad. But anyway, I'll say this. Our receivers look good. I think Corey Davis looked good. I think
that Garrett Wilson looked really good. I saw the highlights of him making like 4 guys miss.
Yeah. It's his first game, right, in the NFL. I didn't expect him to come out here and light the world on fire. But he did well. I think Elijah Moore did. Elijah Moore is he's a stud, man. He's going to be really good.
Yeah.
But he's shifty, right? Like, he's going to play that slot. You're going to have Garrett Wilson probably out wide in your burner, and Corey Davis is going to be your anchor. I think Corey Davis's hands looked good. I know Corey Davis has his history is kind of like, oh, we can't hold on to the ball, but he did, I thought, pretty well. I will say there was a few drops by Garrett that I was kind of shocked in, but again, nerves get to you. It's your first game. And then the hard hitting point, and I'll be done after this, is dude, the defense, and I told Craig this, and you can write it down that I said this defense is going to be a top 10 defense before the end of the year. The fact that you could come out here, again, Baltimore, first game, it's been rusty. We all said that it was a sloppy first week. Baltimore's still Baltimore. The Jets are still the Jets. far superior team than the Jets right now. That defense locked it in, and Jermaine Johnson, the freak monster that fell to us 28th, 27th pick, whatever it was, had his first sack. You had freaking Jacob Martin getting in on a half sack.
How does Sauce Gardner look?
Sauce Gardner
Amazing,
locked it down,
good,
bro.
He is.
Was he good?
He's going to be a generational talent, bro. Like, he is so good.
You had freaking DJ Reed out there with the interception.
You guys also have Quinn Williams, isn't his name?
Quentin Williams and his brother Quincy Williams is playing middle linebacker.
Oh my God.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, this defense is sneaky. You got LaMarcus Joyner back in your safety position. You finally have freaking what's his face? I can't. Oh my gosh.
Mosley?
No, not CJ Mosley. Carl Lawson. I don't remember, bro. We freaking have the splash sign with Carl Lawson. He gets hurt.
Yeah.
And this is his first year to actually play, and that dude. I mean, you got Michael Clemens from A&M, who was another, I think, sneaky pick. Your line looks good, and your backfield is finally, I think, at a place to where I don't foresee the Jets drafting another cornerback next draft in the first 2 rounds. I think it looks that good. You might have it like another safety, like a free safety. But as far as DB goes, y'all need deception from that game. I lost my mind when he did that because I was like, there's no way. You're also think DJ Reed's like 5'9". He's a little guy.
Yeah. Dude
stretched out for this interception. Just his coverage ability is good. I mean, I'm just telling you, the defense is going to keep these guys in these games, and if Zach Wilson can come back in and actually be the guy we think he is, I think the Jets are going to be competitive. Are they going to make the playoffs? Probably not. I don't think they'll sniff it, but I think that we're not going to be picking in the top 4.
Yeah. So I told Tyler this. I know he's got the Jets will be top 10 defense, and with the players you got and how they performed in the past, and especially this first game, I think it's very well possible. But I think with how little their offense is going to score, it's going to get their defense tired and not wanting to try so hard because offense can't put no points on the board. So I think they might end up like a top 15, top 20 defense because of that. But with that being said,
top 10 is there.
The talent for top 10 is absolutely there. Like, you just listed all those dudes and they're dogs. You know what I mean? Like, they could definitely get it done.
I mean, even their offense, honestly, is really good too. Like with Breece Hall, Michael Carter, like you got.
I think they just need a quarterback at the end of the day.
Yeah, but we talked about this too, Craig. How many NFL teams right now are there where they're a quarterback away from being a playoff team? Right? Yeah. Like San Francisco. Because again, with Trey Lance there, you just don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to say them. I mean, you could even argue Washington. I mean, the Lions, and then the Jets. Dolphins. I mean, those are but see, even the Dolphins, like you won your game. I think Tua is
good enough, but if he doesn't take that next step, then it's like he's going to get replaced.
Right. Yeah, and I agree. But also too, yeah, I guess, and then the Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's another one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you insert because I'm going to say I like to use Kirk Cousins as the baseline above average quarterback. Okay. Kirk Cousins in any of these teams, it's a playoff team. Am I wrong?
I don't think you are, to be honest. Like a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over, can make the throws, get what needs to be done. Yeah.
Big moment. He's not afraid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say Jimmy G, but I mean, Jimmy G is to me, he is the baseline for what an average starting quarterback is. I think to be a playoff team, you need a step above that. And I think that's like back in the day, your Joe Flacco's. I think that's back in the day, your Chad Penningtons. For a little bit, it was, having a Matt Fitzpatrick not Matt Fitzpatrick. What's his name?
I don't know. What's his name?
Is it Fitzpatrick? Yeah. Either way, yeah, that's what I think.
Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Fitzpatrick, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I knew that was right. I think there's a lot of those teams, but I think that's a good spot for us for football, right? Like that means that it's one piece. So it's all going to be competitive, and we're all working towards the place of it being a more competitive league.
I like it. I'm excited for it. I think they got a solid little team put together. Like I said, like you said, I mean, if Zach Wilson comes in and is the guy that they hope he is the guy, you know what I mean? Because that's why they drafted him so high. Then they could potentially be a competitive team for sure. Moving on to the Jags Commanders, this was kind of a ugly game. Wentz played pretty decently. Lawrence didn't look the greatest. He missed quite a few throws on the plays that I saw. But I think both of these teams have some things to look forward to and grow on. So, I mean, I don't have too much to say about them in that sense. Y'all got anything?
I was just going to say a counterpoint to what he said earlier about the quarterback being like the cutoff for a playoff team being Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins gets, like we talked about before, like the disrespect to him. I would say like a quarterback more so like Ryan Tannehill, like because Tannehill's almost like a Kirk Cousins like clone. Like I'd say he's maybe a slightly worse version, but they pretty much like do the exact same thing where they don't turn the ball over, they do what needs to be done type of thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because I think with Kirk Cousins, I would say he's a top 10 quarterback, whereas Ryan Tannehill's like a top 20, 15, somewhere around there. And it's like that's a quarterback that could probably take you to playoffs, but if he's going toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes, he's probably not going to win it.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. And I love Kirk Cousins. That's why I like to use him, because I look at him as exactly what I think Kirk Cousins was people thought he would be, which is a good quarterback.
Also, Ryan Fitzpatrick, I don't know what you're trying to say there. That guy was garbage.
Nah, bro. Fitzmagic is that guy.
Okay, sorry. Fitzmagic was week 1 to 4, and then it turned into Fitztragic. Sorry.
I mean, let me tell you something, brother. That guy in 2015 took the Jets to the playoffs, so don't forget that. Had two wide receivers on his team that he put over 1,000 yards.
That's crazy.
He just, I don't know.
I'm not saying his entire career. career.
He has good moments.
But
he has good moments, but he just. I always hate that people, because I always see people say like he should be in the Hall of Fame, and it's like, are you really serious?
Oh no,
nobody's gonna be saying that, bro. There's no way people say that.
He's a baseline guy. Like again, like Kirk Cousins, we've both just agreed he's above that baseline. But I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is a baseline guy. Wouldn't you? I mean, do you think that he's any better than Jimmy G?
Who?
Ryan Fitzpatrick in his prime?
In his prime, maybe. I don't know. I think they're both kind of terrible quarterbacks.
That's what he's saying. He's just putting like Fitzpatrick as like a tier. He's calling that a tier, like that kind of quarterback. You know what I mean?
Like the Fitzpatrick, Jimmy Garoppolo tier.
Yeah, like that's what he's calling it. He's calling it like the baseline, the average, just everyday, run of the mill, average quarterback.
They get you to the playoffs if they manage the game well. Yeah, I mean, Lord, Jimmy G took them to the freaking Super Bowl, but does that mean Jimmy G's a Super Bowl winning quarterback? No. You know what I'm saying?
I go saying, yeah.
Y'all got anything on the Jags Commanders game?
Trevor Lawrence is a bust.
He's a bust, bro. Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that.
Generational talent, my ass. You lied.
My ass.
I'm putting it out there right now. That's my hot take.
Both of y'all got the same hot take?
100% agree. I was never a fan of Lawrence. When I heard that the Jets were even interested in Lawrence, whenever we were thinking we were going to be number 1, I was ticked.
Is he the pick before Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
I didn't the same draft class?
Yeah.
Yeah. It went Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, and Justin Fields, or was it flipped? Justin Fields, then Mac Jones.
Something like that. I know a lot went off the board quick for quarterbacks.
I think it's going
to be Justin Fields before, because I feel like the Bears had a higher pick.
Yeah, Lance went later, like 20th or something, 27th.
I think you're going to see it battle out between Zach Wilson.
Wait, Trey Lance?
What? Trey Lance what?
You said Trey Lance went 27th?
Something like that.
No, he went like 5th.
No, he went 3rd.
Lance went 3rd?
They traded up for him. They traded 3 first-round picks to get Trey Lance.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't fucking remember.
They traded with the Dolphins.
That was 2 years ago. I don't remember what I did last night.
or Fields are going to be the better quarterbacks out of that draft. It'll be between those two.
Yeah, I don't really see the hype with Trevor Lawrence. Like I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't see it. I didn't see it last year. I'm not seeing it now.
We'll reevaluate that at the end of the season.
So with the Commanders game, I'll say this: welcome freaking back Curtis Samuel.
That is true.
I mean, bro, talk about resurrection.
He had himself a
They
game.
have a
Don't forget Jahan
good
Dotson.
offense.
First game
That's
in the
what I'm saying.
NFL,
First
2
round pick,
touchdowns.
like,
Yeah, I mean, let's go, bro. I mean,
you know what the
freaking
bad
Penn
part
State
is
all
I was
day,
gonna add him in our league. I was debating on either taking him or Rondell Moore, but I was like, Rondell Moore's got a better quarterback, so maybe he'll do more. But then he ended up being out anyway, and I was like, well, I should have took Johan Dotson.
Unfortunate.
Like, I was literally comparing them, and I was like,
Yeah.
do I take him or him?
In my opinion, bro, you always got to take the rookie and just hope to God you take a chance on him. You know what I mean?
But I was just looking at the receivers in front of him, like Curtis
Yeah.
Samuel and then Scary Terry, but it's like Scary Terry kind of got lost in that offense a little bit.
He still had that
Yeah.
like 50-yard touchdown pass, I think.
49 yards, yeah.
So I mean, he's still got his touches. I don't think.
And
I
even-
think with them two guys now, you're gonna see McLaurin in kind of a lesser role, and I feel like he's gonna drop down into like a. I still think. He's
I mean,
one
even
of the,
Antonio
one of
Gibson
the-
did pretty good.
Yeah, I still think McLaurin's one of the better wide receivers in the league. I'm not taking that away from him, but I think as far as like usage in that offense,
I don't trust him
I
for
think you're
fantasy.
gonna see him as like a lesser value to where you're probably not gonna want him in fantasy, and that's what I was getting at.
Here's the
Yeah,
question.
You had him
Do we
last year,
now
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
do we start seeing Curtis Samuel as the poor man's Debo? That's going to be the end of the season hot take.
I don't know. I think that ball's just gonna get spread around so much.
Well, they rushed him 4 times, is what I'm getting at, and he was
Yeah.
targeted 11.
That's actually.
I think the
crazy.
poor man Debo is Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's
even
like,
actually he was pretty. I mean,
I
Debo
was
was pretty much
actually
a better version of
I
Cordell
think,
Patterson.
yeah, I was
honestly.
gonna say I think Debo might be the rich man's Cordell. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If
exactly.
you want to go the
Because
other way
Cordell was the
around.
first one doing it, really.
Yeah, but
But
Debo
Actually, I guess we gotta
perfected it.
give it to Taysom Hill. Really, he was kind of the first one.
Nah,
kinda being the gadget
bro,
type
Cordell's
player.
been in the fucking league for ever.
But
doing
no,
that
he was a
shit.
kick
He was
returner,
drafted
really,
by
and a wide
freaking-
receiver.
from
He never really
Minnesota.
was a running back until he went to the Falcons.
No.
He was-
He was a running back in the Bears. Like every team he's been on, he's been like this sort of like utility special player. Like, not that he ever like succeeded at doing it. I think he started succeeding doing it in Atlanta last year. But he's always been that guy to where they kind of just use him as a wide receiver, as a running back, as a kick returner, all over the
Right.
place type of guy. That's
But
how he's always been.
listed as a running back now. Like, he's not even listed as a wide receiver, which he used to be.
Yeah.
Now
That's what I'm
he's
saying.
listed
Yeah, he used to be
as
a wide
running
receiver.
back. That's why I'm saying I don't feel like right now, as of today, you can say that he is on that same level because Debo is a wide receiver running the
Yeah.
ball, right?
True.
And that's why I'm saying Curtis Samuel is a wide receiver running the ball.
Yeah, I feel you. Moving on to the Giants Jets, a surprising one here. Giants snuck one out. Saquon might be back. You know, he looked good. He looked really
Boy, running
good.
mad.
I've been the biggest like, and I don't even know if hater's the word for it of Saquon Barkley, but like, just not impressed with him based off the fact he's always injured. Like, I think when he's healthy, he's great. Don't get me wrong, but I've just avoided him in fantasy and like calling him a great running back just because the dude's always injured. You know what I mean? Or at least the past 2-3 seasons he has been. But yesterday he looked really, really good again. So I think with that being said, if Daniel Jones can maybe
I
not
don't
turn the
hate
ball
Barkley. I
over.
just don't see the point in taking Barkley's that high. Like, they picked him like, what was it, 4th, 5th,
Yeah.
3rd, something like that. Like,
You talking
I
about
just-
like
I-
real life draft, like the
Yeah,
Giants
like-
taking him that high? Yeah, no.
yeah, like, I still
Who's
think he's a
number
good running
2?
back. Like, he could be a good running back, but I don't agree with ever taking a running back in the first round, especially that
I mean,
high. Like,
Geez, you took him right after Baker at number 1. That's high, man.
Yeah. Not
That was the-
nowadays, the way
basically
like
second.
running backs turn around so much. Like you get new ones all the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, look at the Jets. They literally drafted Michael Carter, like, I don't even know, like mid rounds, and then they took Brees Hall second
Third
round.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Brees Hall is supposed to be, I mean, again, this is what they say, right? We won't know yet, but they're comparing Brees to Saquon. Like
Really?
from like the standpoint of ability. There's a few reporter like scouts that have said like he could be everything we thought Barkley would be. And maybe he heard that and he just said, hold my beer.
Because I'm pretty sure, too, wasn't Michael Carter like, close to 1,000 yards, too?
Yeah. He had a pretty good season
Like,
last year.
900,000, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even
Combined.
James Robinson with
Combined.
the Jaguars, like, they took Etienne in the first round. Like,
Yeah. Which I think that's a reach still.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, I mean, a lot of these I feel like are reaches. It's just
I mean, what is his Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Like,
yeah.
geez, that was, I mean, 30-second pick, but still, I mean, nothing about him was like generational. If anything, you remember when AJ Dillon came out from Boston? Well, he's Boston College, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that was like a generational running back is how they prompted him, and he still went like third round.
I think with the whole Edwards-Helaire thing, I think there was just so much hype that year around the LSU team that like all of those dudes that were on the offensive side of the ball just got like skyrocketed up in the draft picks. You know what I mean? Like I think that's why he got taken so high.
I agree with that.
Because that team was just so good in college. So good.
Are y'all back to the game? Are y'all sold on Danny Dimes? Like, what do you think? You think Dable turns him around?
Did you not watch that game? He literally threw a pick to almost lose the game. And then they ended up getting the ball back. They ended up scoring, went for the 2-point conversion, got it, and then they almost gave up a last-minute field goal. They should have given up a last-minute field goal, but
that game was won on the legs of Saquon Barkley.
Exactly.
100%.
But I mean, I don't think he's the guy, but we'll see if Dayball does anything with him.
He definitely has this year to do it, and if not, we'll see. I want to know what happened to Kadarius Toney because they did not use him at all, and he had like a pretty decent he had a decent play where he kind of broke one out a little bit, and then they like put him back on the bench.
I don't even think he caught a pass. I think he only ran the ball.
He wasn't even
That's what I'm saying. He ran the ball, I think, and he had a pretty decent run, and then they put him back on the bench. Yeah, they gave him 2 runs for 23 yards, and he was averaging 11.5. He had a 19-yard run. That's what I'm saying. Like he did pretty decent, and then they just took him right back.
He was hyped up so much last season, and I was expecting that to like carry over this season, and him potentially be the guy there because the other wide receivers there, you got Kenny Golladay and Sterling Shepard, like they've been there a couple of years, and they just haven't been like anything exciting to go on about. So I figured Toney would come in, younger guy, just drafted, like. He would come in and take over the number 1 job, but they just didn't use him.
Is it safe to say Kenny Golladay is probably the largest bust contract like of the last 10 years?
He's definitely the one that sticks out in my mind. Yeah.
Definitely up there.
I can't think of any like on the spot right now, but yeah, he's definitely up there. No. I fucking take it back. I take it the fuck back. Brock Osweiler, 4 years, $72 million for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, you're right.
That has got to be the worst one ever. That man fleeced the fucking Texans. He's sitting on a fucking beach somewhere right now, laughing his ass off. That guy pulled a fast one on the Texans. And for some reason, I was so hype about that because I saw the money and I was like, yo, this guy's... Because I wasn't like... Back then, I was into football, but not near as much as I am into football now, right? So I wasn't following everything to the T. Like, I didn't know much about him. I never heard of him, which should have been a red flag in my mind, right? You would have thought. But I saw 4 years, $72 million. I was like, fuck, he's got to be the guy, right? Let's go. We got a quarterback. And then he came out, and I was like, oh, my motherfucking God. This is horrendous.
So
I feel like there's a lot of players like that have, like, a few peak moments, and then teams buy in on it, and then give them a bag. And then
Christian Kirk might be one.
Yeah, like there you go. Like,
either
that or guys that have like always been like either mid or like they'll give them a chance. It always happens with the quarterbacks, though. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
So Dontrell Hillard, how about that guy?
He had 2 receiving touchdowns. Nick's probably like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the backup running back for the Titans. Had 2 receiving touchdowns. Probably like the dude with the most receptions on the team that day. Yeah.
Kyle Phillips. He had the most receiving.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which I've never heard.
What is this? What 1, 2, 3, 4 games here? Because we've been already going for an hour and 13.
We've been going for a while.
Like we gotta speed up here.
Moving on to the Chiefs, the Cardinals. Chiefs.
I think this is like the cleanest game. Like I said to you, like I think the Chiefs probably played the best game this week. Like
yeah, they looked like the Chiefs.
They took care of business.
Yeah.
Cardinals did not start out good.
They really didn't. Chiefs are the Chiefs.
There's not much else to say. There's not much else to say about that one.
Chargers Raiders, another game we were excited for. Chargers.
Kind of a letdown.
I don't think it was. I think
I think it was.
No, because these are how these division games against these AFC West teams are going to pan out. They're going to be these 24-17, these maybe 31-24 games. Like, they're going to be within one score. They might be low scoring because all these teams have made progress on their defensive side of the ball. Granted, their offenses have been good in the previous years, but they made changes to the defense, and I think we're seeing that.
I don't know. I was kind of a little bit disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was expecting a bigger scoring games with these quarterbacks, these offenses, like Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Derek Carr. Right? That's a stacked offense, and you got Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler. I'm expecting like some 30-30 games here. You know what I mean?
I mean, I hear you, but you also got Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, Derwin James on the defensive side of the ball. You got Chandler Jones, Max Crosby. You got some studs on the Raiders side of the ball too. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're going to be seeing this all season. Like, don't get me wrong. There's going to be some of these AFC West games that go crazy, 50-45 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure we might see one or two of those, but I think for the most part, this is how I think they're going to play out.
Fair enough.
Because the defense in this division has gotten significantly better.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on to the Vikings-Packers. We got the
our
Vikings.
Favorite team. This is our favorite team here.
This is mine and Nick's favorite team so far. Like, we're so excited for this team. We've said it before.
Justin Jefferson is the fucking guy.
He is.
We said it in the last video. It's in the title. Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Book it. It's done. It's over.
Real quick, I'll touch on Aaron Rodgers. He looked bad. His O-line looked even worse. But, again, let's not forget last year. Yeah, let's not forget last year. Didn't they get smoked by the Saints like 40-something to like a low score? Like, I think Aaron Rodgers starts out week one slow, and he'll come back, and I'm not worried about him at all. I mean, he's Aaron Rodgers.
He had some drops, too. If
I'm not going to worry about him, but it's definitely alarming considering he had Devontae Adams last year, whereas now he's got a whole bunch of question marks in that room. Like, Allen Lazard didn't play. But Christian Watson had a few drops.
Christian
too.
Watson had a free touchdown pass on the
dropped
first drive that could have set the tone for the Green Bay Packers that game and dropped it. And right when that happened, you could see the disappointment in Aaron Rodgers' face. Yeah. He almost like gave up that game. Like,
that's my point though. Is like his wide receivers, his playmakers around him, a little bit more question marks. That's why. Maybe Robert Tonyan, he will get more touches, or Aaron Jones, because those are like the weapons he's more comfortable with. I feel
it's
like
gonna be the running backs, bro, 100%.
He did have hit Robert Tonyan a few times. Though. I saw that.
No. I mean, Tonyan will get some touches because he's got chemistry with him, but I think he's going to rely
like,
on
those are
backs.
probably the guys he's going to rely on more. Is his two running backs and then his tight ends, because those are the guys that has been there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
A.J. Dillon was targeted more than any receiver. I mean, that's got to tell you something right there.
That's crazy.
I was just going to move on to the final game here was the Buccaneers. That was a Sunday night one. This game was, like, really weird because, like, the Buccaneers were doing basically whatever the fuck they wanted on offense. But once they got to the red zone, they just couldn't score. Like, the offensive line just broke down. They couldn't get the ball in the end zone, like, at all. It was the weirdest game I've ever probably seen.
I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Like, this game almost made me fall asleep. I was watching TikToks during this game because it was just not fun to watch.
Yeah, like, I thought this was going to be a better game than what we got, but I don't know. Like, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, after the first drive, didn't do anything. And then, like I said, like, Tom Brady and the Bucs kept marching down the field, but they just couldn't score in the red zone. Just kept kicking field goals. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised real quick if we see like and this is like a ranking in the division like at the end of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Eagles, Commanders, Giants, Cowboys, or even maybe the Giants below the Cowboys. But I think the Cowboys are on a decline, and especially with Dak going to miss some time. Like,
Dak's out. Their season's already
over.
Their
season's already over for sure.
Hey, one thing too I want to touch on the Tampa Bay game. Or for Tampa Bay is, were you guys shocked how much they were using Julio like in different ways?
I mean,
I wouldn't say really shocked.
Like, Julio's that guy. Like, he's a veteran type player. I feel like Tom likes those kind of veteran players.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it with Tom with like running backs and wide receivers all his career. Like, he loves bringing in those guys to bring something new to the offense. So
I'm gonna
if
say
Tom likes a guy, I wouldn't be surprised. Plus, they say he's literally like. he was the fastest guy in training camp. Like, they're saying he's healthier than ever right now. Like, he's in a good spot. So I think with him being healthy like that, like, they're going to utilize him a lot.
Yeah.
Real quick before they go to the week 2 prediction, I was gonna say that Tom Brady basically makes like anybody look good. Like you can have random no-name guys, and Tom Brady will throw it to him and make him look good. Like it does not matter.
That's true. We got the game tonight, Seahawks Denver. We went over that last week.
We both went Broncos.
Yeah. We both have Broncos.
We just think Russell is just gonna have his revenge game, and that's basically gonna be it. Honestly, it might be another boring game, just like the one we had last night. I don't really know.
So since we talked a lot on those games and about the teams here, we're pretty much just gonna go through and do a quick, all three of us, who we think is gonna win these games, and not break it down too much because we already broke it down. You know what I mean? There's no sense in talking about what we just talked about. Though. Yeah, unfortunately, I'll be at work, so I won't be able to watch this. I'll have to fucking listen to it. But
that fucking sucks for you.
Yeah, it does.
Sucks, brother.
Chargers Chiefs at Arrowhead, by the way. And I know I said last episode I don't care about home field advantage too much. I'm taking the Chiefs.
I'm going Chiefs too.
I'm gonna go Chargers. I think the defense they confuse the crap out of Mahomes.
Okay.
I think Mahomes is too good at the beginning of the year.
His Septembers are ridiculous.
I think Mahomes literally just wants that MVP.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of doubt with the Hill thing. I think he's going to be playing too good.
Yeah.
I think Herbert wants it too.
That's true.
That is true.
Ravens Dolphins.
I won't be playing though. So.
Oh, Ravens Dolphins. This is gonna be a sneaky good game. I'm excited to watch this one.
I'm going Dolphins. They're gonna walk Lamar in. No running.
Tyler, who you got?
I think the Dolphins, and I think it's by a touchdown. I mean, by a field goal or less.
I think
going Ravens.
I like being a little different sometimes.
You're gonna go Ravens?
I'm gonna go Ravens, but I would not be surprised if the Dolphins sneak this out just based off the fact that the Ravens don't really have like that guy at running back right now, and their offense is built around running the football. So I'm gonna go Ravens.
I feel like this is like a toss-up game. Like anyone.
100%. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens.
Yeah. So we agreed it's a field goal decision.
I could see that. Yeah, I could come down to a field goal. I think it's gonna be a close game.
I feel like it's gonna be a defensive type game.
Yeah, I can see that. Browns Jets. This one's tough. Jets got no quarterback. Browns got no quarterback. I'm gonna take the Browns just based off the run game.
Are you going Browns?
Yeah, Browns.
I'm going Jets.
Okay.
I could cry. I'm so happy you said that.
I fucking hate Jacoby Brissett. I think he's terrible. He looked terrible week 1. I think the saving grace was Nick Chubb and
Kareem
Hunt just running for him.
Yeah.
I think he's awful. I think the Jets are gonna walk down the throwing lanes for him, and he's gonna be going nowhere.
I'm going to go with the Jets, and I'm going to say that we make a quarterback change to Mike White, and I think that's going to be the difference maker. Yeah,
okay, I'm not on board with that. I think Joe Flacco's going to get it done. He's going to be average, but he's going to get it done.
I don't know.
I think your defense is going to win you this game.
I 100% agree with you. I'm not saying Mike White's going to throw for 1,000 touchdowns. I just think it'll be a little bit better moving the ball, but I think the defense scores a touchdown in this game.
Oh, okay. Commanders Lions. Fuck. I'm gonna go Commanders.
I'm going Commanders.
Yeah. I think Lions are competitive, and I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow sneak this out, and wouldn't be surprised if Wentz has one of those Wentz days. So I'm gonna go Commanders though.
I don't think Wentz can string 2 good games in a row. I'm gonna go Lions. I think they're gonna bite the kneecaps off them at home.
Okay, I like it. Colts Jags. I'm gonna go Colts here, even though
I'm going Colts.
Yeah, I think I go Colts.
Jonathan Taylor, man.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor.
He's gonna have himself a day again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
All right, Bucks Saints division matchup again. I'm gonna go Bucks. Tom Brady gets it done as always, but Saints always give the Bucks some trouble, so don't be surprised if the Saints somehow start off 2-0. But I think the Bucks take this.
I think Tom Brady has a better week 2 than he had a week 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Bucks on that.
Panthers Giants.
Going Giants.
Tyler, who you got?
And this is hard. I think Baker
This is
pulls
another
it
toss-up
out.
one though.
Yeah, it's a toss-up. I think it could be decided by a field goal, but I don't know if Barkley can do another, over 150-yard game to sneak them out. I think that defense is also those cornerbacks are a little bit better than what they played week one, and I think that I think they get it done.
I think for this on me, it's going to come down to quarterback play. They both have good running backs. Both have questionable defenses, mediocre, maybe good defenses. I don't know yet. It's early. But I think I'll take Baker Mayfield over Daniel Jones. I'm going Panthers here.
Yeah.
Patriots Steelers. I think Patriots keep hitting the loss column. They keep adding to that. Steelers just beat the fucking Bengals, so I'm gonna go with Steelers here. Their defense just plays it well again.
I'm gonna go Patriots.
I'm gonna go Steelers. I agree.
Falcons Rams.
Are we just Rams across the board?
I think I'm gonna go Rams here. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I had to think about that one for a second. So that's some credit to the Falcons. The Rams just looked bad, bro. They looked bad, but
They look bad,
go
but I
Rams.
think they're gonna pull it back.
They had 14 days for the next game or 11 days before the next game, so they got time to figure it out. 49ers Seahawks, better game, probably no rain. I think we see the 49ers be kind of the 49ers we thought, so I'm going to go 49ers here.
I agree.
I
We have to
agree.
see what Trey Lance is made of.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to get a better depiction of what Trey Lance is in this game. Also,
100%. Bengals Cowboys. I think Bengals take this. Joe Burrow comes out, has himself a day, shuts everybody the fuck up, moves on. The Bengals are the Bengals again.
I think the Bengals win this not because of Joe Burrow, but because Dak Prescott's not playing.
I think if Dak Prescott was there, they'd fucking smoke him.
I'm just saying it's gonna be a blowout just because the Cowboys are just gonna be so bad.
I hear you.
Like it's not gonna matter if Joe Burrow's quarterback or not. They're just gonna blow him out.
I agree.
Bengals
I agree. I think we're going to see Cam Akers get more involved.
on the Falcons game. Yeah,
Sorry.
probably.
I'm way out of it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, bro.
What I'm thinking. Over here thinking about Rams.
That's funny as hell. Texans Broncos. Broncos
Cam
take
Akers
this.
got traded somewhere.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, Cam Akers on the Bengals?
Yeah, I was looking at that game while I was looking at the other one because it's above it on my
hear you.
phone.
Texans Broncos. I take the Broncos all day on this.
I'm going Broncos. See what's right.
Let's ride.
Tyler, you got the Broncos too?
I'm going Broncos all day, brother.
All right, love that.
MVP.
MVP, huh? Cardinals Raiders. Cardinals didn't look the greatest. Raiders didn't look the greatest. I take the Raiders in this though.
I'm gonna go Cardinals. I think we're
Yeah,
gonna see a
I'm
bounce back game from Murray.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nick on that. I think Murray comes back and shuts some people up with this game.
All right. We got Bears Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers. He comes out and plays well.
Ooh, man.
I think
I don't know. Does he own the Bears still?
he's got to own the Bears. They fucking win the game. Packers win. Packers by 10.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
there's
I'm going
certain
Packers, too.
games where, as a quarterback, when you're that special, that you kind of look. He's going to be looking over there at head coach, going, "This is the game. You lose this game. It's not. It just doesn't happen. You just don't lose this game."
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a confidence game for the wide receivers and kind of build some trust between the wide receivers and Rodgers. I think the Packers take this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm Packers.
Doubleheader
Doubleheader Monday night.
Monday night. Wait, these games like override each other. They're going to be on at the same time.
Yep.
That's fucked, man. Why y'all do that?
I don't know.
Titans Bills. I'm taking
Some
the Bills.
banger games. Banger games.
This is going to be a slaughter.
You think a slaughter?
Titans, Bills, yeah.
I'm going Bills. I think their defense is too good. They're gonna stuff fucking Henry again.
I think the Bills come out and win this for sure.
I think the Bills win by like 30.
The Giants surprisingly held Derrick Henry under 4.4 yards. So
That's pretty solid.
if the Giants can do that, what do you think the Bills defense is gonna do?
Yeah, no, 100%. Von Miller was looking like a
Dude.
guy on fucking Thursday night, bro.
Oh, I know, bro.
I was excited watching him. Like, Jesus, he looked good.
Yeah.
Craig, I'm assuming we're on the same pick for the next one. Vikings.
Yo, I'm gonna let y'all go first on this one because this one.
I'm going
is,
Vikings. I'm going Vikings.
This one's going.
I'm gonna go
right.
Vikings as well.
I don't know who the.
Wait, what'd you say? I just
Darius
accidentally
Slay?
deafened. What'd you say?
I said, who did the Eagles got that's gonna cover JJ?
They have
Like
Darius
Bradbury?
Slay.
Darius Slay? Like, it don't matter. He's gonna cook them.
Gonna cook him because you couldn't even hold freaking AJ to under 100 yards. You're not gonna hold JJ.
This is tough for me, boys, because I got a lot of stock in the Eagles this year, and I'm a big fan of the Vikings this year. Like I don't know how I pick.
I
this
would
game.
take the Vikings defense probably over the Eagles defense. I mean, that's probably gonna be the big difference.
Ooh, I don't know if I'd go that far.
I'm gonna take the Vikings, but it's really hard for me because I think this is gonna be.
It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a good game. But
it's gonna
I'm
be a
taking
good
Vikings.
game. I'm gonna take the Vikings as well. Justin Jefferson is a fucking animal, so I'm gonna take the Vikings.
I think Justin Jefferson is gonna pop off again.
He's gonna pop off every game. I told
Dalvin Cook's pretty good too. So
I was telling this to Nick earlier, Tyler, before the show, and before you joined up. It's crazy to think that like I know Cooper Kupp had an amazing year, and I'm not taking anything against him or whatever, but like there was an interview that came out. It was Justin Jefferson talking about like how he was surprised like Cooper Kupp was so open all the time and was getting all these passes. And then once, what's his name, Kevin O'Connell came over to the Vikings and started, like, I guess, implementing his offense, Justin Jefferson realized why he was open all the time. And, like, if you watch the Vikings game, like, there was multiple times where Jefferson was just
he was
wide
like,
open,
naked.
like, nobody near him.
Yeah.
Like, so I can
yeah.
easily see Kevin O'Connell having another quote-unquote, or maybe Triple Crown winner again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's ever even happened, but I can see Jefferson getting a Triple Crown.
And you gotta think too, like something has to be said for when you actually have a good running game as well, right? To take the pressure off. And so you've got a guy like Dalvin Cook, right? Like a top 5 running back in the league. I would say it's pretty fair to say, right?
Yeah, when he's healthy.
And yeah, so you could potentially have him back there taking the pressure off to keep him even more open, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jefferson gets close to 2,000 yards this season.
I'll say this: week 1 we disagreed on 2 games. This week we disagreed on 5 games.
Nice.
So this will really separate the standings.
Whee!
That and there was a lot of games here that could go either way. So I'm excited for
The ones we disagreed on, for example, are Ravens Dolphins, which again was a toss-up.
Yeah.
Jets Brown, again, total type toss-up game. You never know. No offense.
Yeah.
Panthers Giants, another toss-up. Steelers Patriots, 2 good coaches. Like,
Yep.
you never know. That's pretty much it.
Gotcha. Yeah. No.
Oh, and the Raiders and Cardinals again.
Yeah. Toss up.
Never know. Never know. Like, those are 2 playoff teams.
I will say the only thing I hope for in week 2 is less sloppy play. Let's get it together, boys. We're in the NFL. You know what I mean? We got another slate of good games and good matchups, in my opinion. So I want to see teams. Yeah, I want to see teams come out and play how they should. Like, play your best football. Let's. There were some close games this last.
But it wasn't close because of how they were playing. They're just playing bad. Like,
Yeah,
so
it
bad
was
that
close
it was like,
it was bad.
it was close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not like
I want some
close.
games where you guys are going all out and it's like, oh, you pass broke up the 3rd down or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, 100%. Like
not you overthrew the guy by like 5 yards.
There was a lot of overthrows yesterday, dude.
Underthrows,
ugly.
overthrows, like everything. Like,
I just want some better football all the way around. I'm excited for week 2. Week 1 was nuts. Could have been better if they played better, but week 1, get the jitters out, get the rust off. I'm excited for week 2.
I mean, it's gonna be a good week. I'm excited for the Monday night, like double headers.
Double headers, and it's 2 good ones.
Yeah, some pretty decent matchups that the Titans can tighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
No pun
Get the
intended.
split screen, 2 screens going though, so it's gonna overlap.
Yeah, I have to figure that one out for sure because that's not gonna
I'll
be
just
fun.
channel flop.
That doesn't sound fun, channel flopping, my guy.
It's not, but it gets the job done. You know.
I hear
Hit
you.
that
Do it
little
for
button on the
fantasy.
remote. Quick flip button.
I guess
Pretty much it though, right?
is there anything else you need to talk about, Nick? Did we get through everything?
I'm good to go. We took a long time going through week 1. Went through week 2 like pretty lightning fast. I think that was like week 2 was like 20 minutes predictions.
Yeah, but either way, you got to think about it. We're either going to spend time on week 2 predictions talking about the teams, or we're going to spend it on week 1. You know what I mean?
Week 1 was just like really fucking long though.
Yeah, we broke down a lot of stuff, but we made up for it. I like it.
Yeah,
Tyler,
I'm good to go.
You got any last hitters? Any quick takes? You're on the show. We don't know when we're going to
Actually,
get you
wait,
back
I got
on,
Tyler. I got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
I meant to ask it to you when we were talking about the Jets real quick. I was gonna say Brees Hall or Michael Carter. And then my other question I'm supposed to say now is Garrett Wilson or Elijah Mitchell.
Me and Elijah Moore.
Or Elijah Moore, yeah, sorry.
There goes the name.
I take Elijah Moore.
Ooh.
Sorry, I just confused them. You're gonna take Elijah Moore over Garrett Wilson?
because I think that there's something to be said about slot guys in our league right now. I think that when you have guys that can run and really explode in the slot, I think that it's kind of I think they're different. My opinion. It's going to be how they're used because honestly, I don't love the Garrett Wilson pick. I like it, but I don't love it. I think there would have been more value in alignment at that high up. My opinion. But that's just
clarify, it is his opinion.
Yeah.
So
what about running backs?
Who you got, Brees
Man,
Hall?
I really like Brees Hall. I'm really high on Brees Hall. Michael Carter, I don't view him anything more than a third down back. He reminds me of Darren Sproles way too much.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think Brees Hall reminds me a little bit of Arian Foster. It's kind of like a one cut with some
He took
decent
the opposite
hand.
picks of who I thought he was going to take.
Oh, really?
I figured he was going to take Brees Hall. I was thinking he was going to take Wilson.
Yeah, so I was thinking he was taking Carter and Garrett Wilson.
I don't know, man. It's hard. It's really difficult for me because I want to see Wilson put on more weight. I think Wilson's too skinny for how the league's going to. Because at that point, at 6'1" and with Elijah Moore being like, I think he's 5'10", like that's very similar. Like that's too similar to me. Like how do you despair it, right? I look at Elijah Moore, that guy mentally is just rock solid, man. And when he's getting into the stadium, like that guy just oozes like motivation. I just don't feel that same thing from Garrett Wilson yet. But again, it's only been one game.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like,
give your opinion?
It might be too early for this question. So next time we have Tyler on the show, if it's a little later in the season, I definitely think we revisit that question.
I was just curious, like, who he's higher on.
Nah, I like it. Early takes.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was gonna ask him like, "Oh, who do you think's gonna be the Hall of Famer?" Like,
no, I know.
Right, but I think Elijah Moore will be the better player. I really do. I think there's also something to be said for guys who get picked later than they should have gone. Right,
they always have that chip on their shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think
that it was surprising picks in my opinion that they took Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson. Because I thought Elijah Moore was pretty decent his rookie year.
Yeah.
And Michael Carter was also pretty solid, but
I think they're trying to make such a jump on offense, and they thought they needed all these guys, and I just don't know if they need all these guys. I think they were trying to improve their offense so much they thought, well, fuck, we got to get another running back and another wide receiver, so let's go get him. When maybe it wasn't that so much. They're trying to get Zach Wilson all the pieces he needs.
Exactly. They want to make sure, so what Douglas doesn't want to do is pull an Adam Gase in a McEnany or McEnany, I forgot how he say his freaking name. That was our last GM, and he would just freaking go out there and just grab defense. They never gave Darnold a shot from an offensive standpoint. And so his goal, and he said it from the beginning, is he's going to make sure we know for a fact that the issue lies with Zach Wilson before we make another quarterback change. And how do you do it? Give him tools. Yeah. So I can't fault him for it. But then again, I was never sold on Mekhi Becton from a health standpoint. So I thought that you could have taken one of the two tackles that were still there.
Yeah.
Adam Gase, what a coach.
Yeah, what a guy.
God,
Have y'all
I'll say
seen
it
that
makes me
clip?
cringe.
Talking about the chip on the shoulder for like later guys taken. Have y'all seen that clip? Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions can list every wide receiver taken in the draft before him.
Yes, he
Tell
can.
me that man ain't mad. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
to remember something like that, that's crazy.
He's a stud, bro.
Yeah, nah,
He
he's
is
I feel like
good.
a lot of those guys do that, though.
No, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty good.
These guys that are at like top 1% that like NFL or anything in the world are like wired completely different.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
they'll be able to tell you like the weirdest fucking things in the world. Like,
I mean, look
just
at
'cause of
Antonio
that locked in
Brown,
on
the
it.
way he worked out, like, wired differently, huh?
Like, there's a YouTube video of F1 because I watch F1, so there's like F1 has been
Oh,
around since
yeah.
like the
My
19
God.
fucking like 20s, 30s, whatever fucking shit, right? And Craig, there's this one F1 driver that they brought them all in to do like challenges, right? That they do weekly for YouTube videos, right?
Yeah.
And one of the videos they did was listing all the past like championship winners, basically, right?
Yeah.
This guy has been racing for like, I don't know, his name is Sebastian Vettel. He's been racing for probably like 20 something years, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's an older racer, right? He's won like 2 championships. He listed from reverse from like or from now all the way to the fucking first winner.
That's psycho
He was the one that
shit.
did it. He did all of them.
That's psycho.
And I'm like, this
Sebastian
guy
Vettel
wasn't
is
alive
different,
during
bro.
these guys winning, and he knew that. I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And then basically the way it worked was you get one wrong, you're out. So like he went through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's insane.
These
Like,
athletes and dudes that like play sports and drivers and things like that, like they're just wired differently. That's why they're where they're at. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
it's like when you like you see those questions where they'll ask them about like a certain play and they'll be like, because I saw Sean McVay was the one I saw on, it was a TikTok, I think. And like the reporter asked him a question about like a play like 2 years ago. He's like, oh, you're talking about the play that was a touchdown to so and so. That was a flea flick. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was just listening to play off, like, and he broke down the coverage that they were playing. And I'm like, dude, like that was like 2 years ago. How do you remember that still? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's insane. Like,
it's crazy. I like it. Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Tyler. I'm sure y'all noticed the intro at the beginning. Let us know what you think about it. It's new. I might have chalked the timing on it. We'll get it figured out. But
I had the sound muted, but when I put it on, it sounded fine.
Yeah. Let us know how you like it. Tyler made that for us just out of the blue. He hit me up one day. He was like, yo, what do you think about an intro? And I was like, dude, that'd be sick. Like, because me and Nick, like, we're kind of like not necessarily, like, we know how to do certain things. And we're more tuned into, like, we just want to talk football. That's all we want to do. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to worry about none of this extra production stuff. Like, and Tyler was like, look, I got you, bro. Like, I'll make this for you. It'll be cool. We tweaked it a little bit. We think we like where it's at. Shout out to Tyler. We appreciate you, bro.
Huge shout out.
Yeah, bro. No problem, man.
Let us know what you
That
think.
That was
Happy
unrequested too. Like we didn't even ask him anything. He just did it.
Didn't even come up in conversation. Like,
yeah, like big
just
shout
out
out
of
though.
nowhere. We appreciate that. We
Shout
appreciate
out
you
to NFL
having.
for week 1.
We appreciate the NFL. We appreciate you coming on the show and hanging out with us while you're in New Jersey. We'll definitely have you on again for sure at some point. I think
Like,
Love it,
subscribe,
man. Thanks for having me.
yes, sir. Yeah, Nick.
like, subscribe, comment, follow the channel on Twitch. You already know where to do. You already know where to go. The Blue 82 podcast.
Yes, sir. That's all we got. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We will catch y'all next week. Video will be live on YouTube tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Peace.